Take a look. The app is now called CBP Home. It allows illegal aliens in the U.S. to register to self-deport. They fill out biographical information, including their countries of citizenship, which country they plan to return to, their alien registration numbers, their contact information, and it allows them to upload photos of themselves to confirm their identity. All of it is then submitted to CBP, and they leave the country. Now,
new technologies don't just help with catching drugs. These technologies also help detect victims of human trafficking or immigrants in need of a rescue. These technologies can also help Border Patrol agents communicate reliably in remote areas. When an agent gets ill or injured or runs across an injured individual, the ability to communicate quickly and effectively can mean the difference between life and death.
Last week, the National Park Service staff at Lake Mead National Recreation Area in my district were terminated with no notice. Now, we welcome 6 million visitors to Lake Mead every year. It has a great impact on our outdoor recreation economy. Now, not only will these workers, who are our friends and neighbors in my district, face financial uncertainty without employment, but the crucial roles they play in maintaining the park and keeping it operational are just going to fall to the wayside.
For many housing and homeless service providers, federal grants are an essential part of the resources layered together to meet the needs of our neighbors, particularly our veteran neighbors. So I'm clear that to ensure that every veteran has full access to the full spectrum of benefits they've earned and deserve, we have to make sure that the programs and services the VA offer are fully funded. And we know that fully funding our programs can make an impact on veteran homelessness.
But Markey, I still see patients, and I see patients every time I do that are on Medicaid that should not qualify. So reforming the system is long overdue, and it's not going to affect the benefits of those who have it and should have it. But for those who don't, their time has come, and this is absolutely an appropriate thing to do.
The problem is she walked back her support for the most important parts of the PRO Act unexpectedly in the middle of that hearing. But then it got worse. She supported Donald Trump's effort to try to dismantle the NLRB. That's the agency that goes after companies that are illegally trying to bust unions. She wouldn't answer a question as to whether she agreed with Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos that the NLRB is, in fact, unconstitutional and shouldn't exist at all.
This is an illegal operation that is putting the people of the United States at risk. And they are lying through their teeth, right? We had all these federal employees get these notices because they were probationary, which means they were either recently hired or recently promoted to a new position, saying they were being fired because of lack of performance, only to find out that all of them had recent glowing performances. So are we going to let the big lies stand? Hell no.
Look, Trump and Musk's policies are devastating to our economy right now. The stock market is cratering, consumer confidence is cratering, jobless claims are up, inflation is going back up. And it's not hard to see why. Musk is randomly firing tens of thousands of people. Trump and Musk are randomly canceling programs all across the country.
When did you apply to the Naval Academy?
When did I start the application? A year ago.
And when were you supposed to hear about your acceptance?
Hopefully today.
Well, Jack, I am here to tell you that you have received an appointment to the United States Naval Academy. And I hope that this video somehow makes it to your mom and dad, because I know that they are going to be so excited and proud of you. And as a little congratulations token, I am going to give you a challenge coin. So that for those of you that are not familiar with challenge coins, in the military, they are given to service members that have sort of accomplished exemplary things.
What Donald Trump said in his speech to Congress was 100% factual when he said all we needed was a president that had the will to secure the border, a new president, and now we have a secure border. But it's not over. We've got to deport the bad guys that are over here, the aliens that have committed crimes like rape and theft and even murder. These aliens need to be deported, and it's going to be expensive, but at the very least, we've got to have the cooperation from these blue city
Yeah.
mayors.
I cannot tell you how many times I have stood with mayors and other state and local officials who have shared that your work has facilitated economic development and enhanced the quality of life for residents in our region. I also appreciate our partnership with other economic drivers in our region, including the dredging initiatives at the International Port of the Burns Harbor, permitting the Gary Chicago Airport, and efforts to protect our shoreline and clean our waterways, particularly through the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. My father was one of the longest serving members of the Indiana General Assembly, and as a young child, I remember attending public forums with him and other stakeholders, including the representatives from the Corps.
I mean, we are planning to oppose this CR. The American people want us to fight, and they're going to see us fight. We are using the tools of democracy to defend our democracy. We just need 3 courageous, patriotic Republicans to join us and prevent this disastrous continuing resolution. Because, I mean, Audie, if you have seen what is in this thing, it is so harmful to the American people. You know, cutting Medicaid, cutting Medicare, threatening Social Security, cutting veterans' benefits, you know, while handing out tax breaks to, you know, their billionaire buddies.
Last year, I led 126 of our colleagues in calling for the Pell Grant to be doubled and indexed to inflation, and I plan to do so again this year. Restoring the Pell Grant's purchasing power will not only make college more affordable, but also improve outcomes by providing grant recipients more opportunity to focus on school by covering their basic needs.
This is going to be a full government shutdown. We haven't been able to pass a single approved bill. So that is why it's even more important for the party that is in leadership to find a pathway forward to make the government, to continue to keep the government open. And at this moment, they are gambling with the lives and the resources of the American people.
Stakes are so enormous.
Yes, and they are being very reckless.